this is Casey with Tab Performance, and today we're going to show you how to put a set of slip-ons on a 2015 Heritage Softail. This will fit anywhere from 07 to 2017, should be pretty similar. The one we've got up here today is a 2015. So to get started, let's get our list of tools. We're going to get a 3/8 wrench, a 9/16 wrench. You may or may not need the adjustable one. We'll show you here in a minute why we're going to use this one today. And then we've got just the 9/16 ratchet as well for the exhaust clamps. So to get started, what we're going to do is just loosen up the exhaust clamps here. And so this one is actually facing up, and there's no good way to get our ratchet in there. So we were able to angle this one, get her put back in here. Typically we would have these facing down. You know, in this case it does, putting it up does get it up out of the exhaust a little bit more, and so if you wanted to do that, it is possible. All right, now that we've got that loose, we'll go ahead and do the other one as well. All right, something else that we should mention is, obviously if you just put these on here, these are a little warm. We let it cool down. Make sure you let it cool down, and you can burn yourself pretty easy, or get yourself a nice pair of gloves. And then there's going to be two bolts up underneath here and two up underneath here where the exhaust mounts to, and that's where we're going to use the 3/8 wrench to loosen those. All right, once we get these out, we will set these aside, save them for later. We are going to reuse those as well as our stock exhaust clamps. If you do have some issues with any leaking, the clamps are supposed to be a one-time use. We usually reuse them, and everything's just fine. But if you do have them a little stretched out or something, you can replace those. You can also use a little bit of Permatex copper or something around the head pipe to just give you a full airtight seal. Not really necessary, but if that's something you want to do, you certainly can. I would start with the top pipe first, just so we don't pull this bottom one into the top pipe. And if you do have some trouble getting them off, just spraying a little WD-40 up in that torque notch on the muffler will help you a great deal. So we're going to go ahead and get these yanked off and get started. All right, just to reuse these clamps here, I'm going to get them open nice and wide and pull them up over this exhaust here. We do want to make sure we kind of align them so that way it's pointing where we want it to be when we tighten these to hide these clamps a little bit once it's installed. This wedge block does need to clear here. The ones you're taking it off will be a little bit crimped down, and so these are nice and fresh. So they will start kind of hard, and it is okay to get a rubber mallet or something to tap them down, but you should be able to get them started over there and get them flush to where they're ready to be installed. So now we'll go ahead and get this pipe slid on. We're going to go ahead and do it in reverse order, so we'll put the bottom one on first, and then we're going to look out for clearance right here. So we do need to go on far enough that we get past this so our pipes are not rubbing. All right. So once we get this slid on here, we get our clamp adjusted to where we want it so we can access it. These are going to be pretty close. Once we get this pushed down, it will separate itself once it's bolted on. All right, now we do want to make sure we get them finger tight before we tighten them down. Just make sure we don't strip any threads and make sure it's all lined up. All right, now that we're done, we're going to go ahead and get a rag and wipe these down real good, clean them up, and then we're going to take it outside and hear a quick sound clip of what it sounds like. All right, thanks guys.